Another dream is within reach. A student opens up a book. An entrepreneur takes another look.
Every community begins with shelter, a place to live, a place to grow, a place to call home. Housing is more than buildings. It is stability, opportunity, and security. Tonight our panel asks, how can communities strengthen housing access? Welcome to the Thunderdome. Good evening and welcome back to America Together Radio. Last episode we explored transportation systems. Tonight we focus on housing access affordability, development, neighborhood stability, infrastructure, and pathways to secure housing.
So housing is about more than just construction.
Exactly. Housing is about access, stability, and the ability for people to build their lives in a community. Tonight we'll discuss affordable housing, community development, zoning and planning, neighborhood stability, housing support systems, and ways communities can ensure people have access to safe and stable homes. President Pipeline, when a community wants to strengthen housing access, where should it begin? We'll hear your answer right after the break.
The river's been running.
Welcome back. Tonight's question, how can communities strengthen housing access? President Pipeline, will begin with you.
Thank you. Housing access begins with understanding need. How many people are looking for homes? What kind of housing is missing? And where pressure is highest? Communities must start by listening to real conditions.
So data and awareness come first.
Exactly. You cannot solve what you do not understand.
Sometimes the biggest housing challenges are already visible if you know where to look.
Awareness is the first step toward action.
Liberty Jack, your perspective.
Support mixed housing options, affordable housing, family housing, workforce housing. Communities work best when different needs are supported.
So variety improves access.
Absolutely. A strong community includes many types of homes.
Understanding need is the foundation.
Diversity of housing is the solution.
And together they create stability.
A strong beginning for tonight's discussion. After the break, Lady Progress discusses planning, sustainability, and community development. Captain Constitution explores fairness, responsibility, and housing systems. Stay with us.
The tents are up along the square. The smell of barbecue fills the air. The farmers bring the...
Welcome back. Tonight we're exploring how communities can strengthen housing access. So far we've discussed need in housing diversity. Now let's continue. Lady Progress, how does planning and sustainability improve housing access?
Good planning ensures communities grow in a balanced way. Housing near jobs, housing near schools, housing near transportation. Sustainable planning helps prevent shortages and overcrowding.
So location and design matter?
Exactly. Where housing is built is just as important as how much is built.
Captain Constitution, what role do fairness and responsibility play?
Housing systems must be fair and transparent. Clear rules, responsible development, protection of existing communities, and respect for long-term stability.
So balance is important.
Very much so. Fair systems serve both current and future residents.
President Pipeline, what stands out to you?
Understanding need guides action.
Variety supports access.
Planning shapes outcomes.
Fairness ensures stability.
Sometimes the difference between a housing shortage and a housing solution is simply good planning ahead of time.
Preparation shapes stability. Market Maverick off microphone. And sometimes it just takes zoning meetings that don't go all night. After the break, Market Maverick discusses practical housing development systems. Professor Data explores research on housing markets. And the People's Advocate shares everyday habits that support housing access. Stay with us.
I'm Jeremy Levan. Rural communities understand problems that national politics often ignores. Distance, roads, hospitals, water, agriculture, energy, broadband, schools, and local services are not abstract issues. They are daily realities. America Together 2028 wants those voices included.
On the shore, the grills are smoking more and more. The kids are laughing in the sun.
Welcome back. Tonight we've discussed need, housing diversity, planning, and fairness. Now let's ask an important question. How can communities turn housing ideas into real-world solutions? Market Maverick, what practical steps improve housing access?
Support efficient permitting processes, encourage mixed-use development, invest in infrastructure that supports new housing, work with local partners to expand affordable options.
So systems matter.
Exactly. When processes are efficient, more housing can be built where it's needed.
Professor Data, what does research suggest about housing access?
Research often associates improved housing access with economic mobility, stronger family stability, better health outcomes, and increased community engagement. Communities benefit when housing supply matches population needs.
So housing affects everything.
Very much so. Housing is a foundational factor in community well-being.
People's Advocate, what practical advice would you offer listeners?
Learn about housing resources in your area. Support policies that expand access. Talk with neighbors about community needs. Stay informed about local development plans.
Quick thoughts.
Awareness guides solutions.
Diversity supports access.
Planning creates stability.
Fairness protects communities.
Sustainable development ensures long-term livability.
After the break, each Mascot shares one habit that helps communities strengthen housing access. Then we'll conclude tonight's discussion and preview our next episode. Stay with us. Welcome back. Tonight we've explored how communities can strengthen housing access. We've talked about need, planning, fairness, development, and practical solutions. Now let's close with one final question. If you could encourage every community to practice one habit that strengthens housing access, what would it be?
Listen to what people actually need in housing. Real solutions begin with real understanding.
Support a variety of housing types. Different needs require different options.
Plan for growth before it happens. Preparation creates stability.
Ensure fairness and transparency in housing systems. Trust supports strong communities.
Build housing in ways that respect the environment and future generations. Sustainability matters.
Make housing processes easier to navigate. Clarity helps people find homes faster.
Help someone learn about housing resources. Information creates opportunity.
Continue evaluating housing systems and expand access to affordable, stable, and well-located housing through informed policy and community engagement.
Housing is more than shelter. It is stability, opportunity, and belonging. When communities work together, they create places where people can truly live, grow, and thrive.
What's next inside the Thunderdome?
Next time, our panel explores Episode 088, How Can Communities Strengthen Healthcare Access? We'll discuss clinics, prevention, affordability, emergency care, and building healthier communities for everyone. You've been listening to America Together Radio, simulated mascot debate Thunderdome. Today's discussion featured fictional mascot characters created to explore civic ideas through respectful conversation. The characters are fictional. Their conversations are intended to encourage housing access, stability, and stronger communities. Thank you for listening. Until next time, keep building. Keep supporting, keep making home possible, and we'll see you inside the Thunderdome.
The same as they have through the years, watching seasons come